Syracuse fans are fired up, and rightfully so. They have been tested, they have passed those tests, and guess what? They are undefeated. 4-0 on the season as the Orange come home for a homecoming game. Dino Babers has this crew at 4-0 for the first time since 2018, and now they're set to play Wagner out of the FCS, made the bus trip up from Staten Island, facing their second FBS school of the season. Let's go. It's time for some football. Courtney Lyle alongside former UCLA All-American tight end Charles Arbuckle. Jalen Johnson down on the field for us. And look, okay, Syracuse, like a win today, and you match your win total from last season.
Courtney, it's crazy because looking at them at ACC kickoff, I don't think anybody expected this. They knew they would be better with Robert Anae and Jason Beck taking over. But this Syracuse team's offense has really played well, along with a nasty, stingy defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Garrett Schrader has been a big part of that. In fact, there have been three main weapons offensively to help the Syracuse offense.
You have to have some explosion. Garrett Schrader is clearly healthy. Sean Tucker doing Sean Tucker things, past Ernie Davis in the rushing category. And then a young guy by Rondé Gadsden who plays a little tight end and wide receiver. They have some weapons now.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, Sean Tucker set the single-season rushing record last year. Taking on a Wagner team led by an alumni, Tom Masella. He is in the Wagner Hall of Fame. He was honest with us. It has been tough. COVID was really hard on them 2 seasons ago. But the focus for the Seahawks today, get ready for conference play.
Yeah, I always ask coaches that if they're playing FCS and trying to move up, which they're doing against a team like Syracuse. They only have 56 scholarships. They don't even have 63. And I think that's the real key for them to come out of this thing healthy, Courtney.
So here we go inside the JMA Dome for homecoming. It will be Austin Hosier set to kick off. Syracuse won the toss and elected to receive.
Yeah, Syracuse wants to start fast at homecoming. I've been to this place a few times. They now have air conditioning. They didn't used to, so we would have been sweating by now.
This is Pena going ahead and taking this kick. He's taken down about the 30-yard line. Oh, and there is a flag coming out late on that far sideline.
A little bit late to the party there. You got to let the guy go. Going to push a player out of bounds, but you just can't keep going. Really good run, good blocking there. Look at everything opening up. And then right here at the very end, you can hold on to him, but you can't throw him down.
Yeah, so a personal foul called on Wagner. Jalen, we talked about Rondé Gadsden, and man, he's been getting a lot of touches for Syracuse lately.
Yeah, he has, Courtney, this third weapon of the Syracuse offense. OG is what the team calls him, so that's what Q's Nation knows him by. They said that, Robert and I said that he knows his QB and his center are the connection of this offense, but he said Rondé, as a young guy, is doing what he needs to do to step up and be a leader.
Yeah, they list him as a tight end, but they use him in so many different ways, Jalen. As Sean Tucker gets the first carry. What do you think as a tight end, Charles? Are you claiming Gadsden?
I'm going to claim him slightly. Yeah. But, you know, when you have John Mackey and you have that award behind your name, he doesn't do a whole lot in the line, but he is a tough matchup problem.
Yeah, listed at 6'5", 216. Schrader dropping back to throw. It's going to be on the near side, and a pass complete to Courtney Jackson, just short or right at the 35-yard line. Inside Wagner territory before he was brought down by Jaden Brown. Garrett Schrader, transfer from Mississippi State.
Very nice throw and 4 rushing TDs, but 8 touchdowns, 1 interception, protecting the football.
His play has been elevated. How much do you think Robert and I coming in and them working together for the first time has helped Schrader's strengths?
I think it really has. He's healthy now, but also you think of Brennan Armstrong and what he was able to do at Virginia. Think about all the people that have come under a nice system. I think that really has helped Garrett Schrader settle down, now having some consistency. He's had a lot of offensive coordinators, but has a really good grasp with his offense.
Now, Robert Anae, 6 seasons as the offensive coordinator at Virginia. Before that, BYU. Courtney Jackson with the catch, taken down by Travis Laster.
What we talked about, I talked to Tony Wilson before the game. I said, what was it like facing him? He said, man, they gave us a lot of different things and a lot of different opportunities to get ourselves ready as a defense, but they do so many things that are just wrinkles that are hard to stop.
And flags coming out. A little movement up front. And a false start on Chris Bleich.
And I think that's the one thing, not having those kind of errors. You want to make sure you play clean. Bleich is a guy that came in from Florida, started for them in 2019, had 8 games, started 7 games last year for Syracuse.
Dino Babers did say this week that everything is under consideration when asked about the offensive line, but we do see the normal starters in right now. Schrader airing it out, pass complete to Devon Cooper, inside the 10.
And I think he says that because we're going to see a lot of players, not only in the skill possession, but right here, just nice, easy throw and catch. What we've seen from Garrett early is getting the ball, throwing guys open, and then allowing them to have yak after that.
20-yard pickup. Devon Cooper has now had a reception in 13 straight games.
First players to play, almost 7 seasons because of COVID and everything else.
Yeah, he's 95 years old. John Tucker! They rule him short.
I think he got right there. So big thing with this offensive line is that no matter who's in there, they got to come off. Look at those orange jerseys. And then Tucker with that quick outside ability, cut it up. It looked like he got in.
Yeah, I thought he did too.
I thought he did too from the naked eye.
So did the everybody inside the dome.
But what I like about Sean Tucker right away when I first saw him play, Courtney, is that ability to stick it and then just
short
go.
of the goal line. Second down.
Yeah, so Jerry Magdalenas is our official tonight. They're saying that he was short. Watch for his knee. Oh, that elbow.
Yeah, the
hit
elbow
short.
came down. And then I think also, too, when he made that cut, it just kind of slipped him a little bit because he really wanted to hit that quicker.
A guy that's 12th on the all-time rushing list needs just 26 more yards for 11th. He's going to be stopped short once again.
Really good defense here by Wagner. You know, they fullback goes in, and you think he's going to get there in 47. But look, watch everything coming back. Titus Leo, #1. You can see a bunch of guys. Colby Calvin. There's a gang of those Wagner players trying to stand up. I love it.
Titus Leo, you mentioned him. He is the leader of this defense for Wagner. Garrett Schrader's got it. Dances in, and that is a touchdown for Syracuse. Orange stay perfect in the red zone.
We know his running ability, but I think the thing that sets this up perfectly is Sean Tucker. You have to pay attention. Watch all the white jerseys on the inside, Courtney, trying to take them away, and then they lose edge contain. Good blocking outside by Dakota Davis. He fools everybody. Look, he's going to get outside, good fake, and then run around the edge and just take it in for 6.
8-play, 55-yard drive. Andre Schmidt with the PAT. Remember, Mike Midkiff is holding because Justin Barron not available for the first half due to targeting. But Garrett Schrader showing off his legs for Syracuse.
Yeah, he is. At track speed when he was in high school, his coach told me he could run it. He's showing you here.
Well, unfortunately, we have seen the images of the devastation caused by Hurricane Ian. If you can, please donate at redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross prepare for, respond to, and help people recover from this disaster. We're all thinking about those people hurt or affected in Florida and as Ian moved its way up the coast. Back here in Syracuse, a rushing touchdown by the Cuse quarterback, Garrett Schrader, is how the Orange got on the board first. And look, this is not a new thing for him. Last year, he was second in the FBS in touchdowns by a quarterback with 14. But look at how he stacks up in the ACC, not just among quarterbacks.
No, but Malik Cunningham, who I saw last week, put on the show. He's done more with his legs this year, but Garrett Schrader is doing it, but he's also doing it with his arm. Will Shipley, we're going to see him tonight. And then you have Sean Tucker, who's also in there. So you got two Cuse guys really making some noise on the ground.
Schrader's 5th rushing touchdown of the season. And now we get to see Wagner on offense for the first time. Ryan Kraft is their quarterback today, and they hand it off immediately going up the middle to Ricky Sproul. Ryan Kraft getting the start in this game because their normal quarterback that we've seen all season, Nick Cartman, out with an injury. They discovered this week he'd been playing with 3 broken ribs.
Yeah, wasn't looking effective, Courtney. Wasn't really throwing the ball well. And then the young man, Ryan Kraft from Merced College, had come in and really was showing some spark for him. So they wanted to give him an opportunity to play. He said really close competition in the fall.
A JUCO transfer, and he is known for using his legs. That's how they've used him in games this season. So don't be surprised if he's running the football a lot. Forced out of bounds by Deuce Chestnut.
There was one thing that Coach told us, the offensive coordinator, Chris Guy, he kept saying, we need him to really understand that he can throw the football. He doesn't have to take all of it on himself. I think that was the big thing. Use your weapons, and this is an opportunity on 3rd and 1 to do that.
3rd and 1 at about the 34-yard line. Kraft will keep it, and he's got the first down.
What I like already, Courtney, is that they're going after the Syracuse defensive line. And that offensive line, they talked about it. They're a little bit healthier. Brady Anderson starting at center for him. But look at that. That power run game where they're getting inside and just really doing a nice job of allowing the running back to have a lane to run through.
They were really using this game to get that tune-up, to get ready for NEC play. It's a Wagner team that has struggled. They have lost 23 straight games, haven't won since 2019. To the ground game again with Sproul.
I'll tell you what I like when I watch the film on them this year is that there's stretches of games that you can see it, that they just put it together. And that's one of the things that they haven't consistently been able to do. The other shoe kind of drops on them, but if they continue to keep playing, they've been in ball games and you're thinking, oh, I can see it. And then just fumble or just something, a turnover or something that happens to them that gets them to negatively think. And they talked about it this week.
Coming off that bye week, so they had time to rest up and heal. They were a little banged up after the game against Rutgers. And they stick to the ground game with Sproul. But Sproul did have a counterpart in Chris Collier, but he decided to move on, no longer with the Wagner team. They had the exact same amount of carries coming into this game, but Sproul's going to be their guy along with Brandon Rankins.
Yeah, and then you also have a healthy dose of Ryan Kraft running the football as well. But what they said to us is, look, let's make sure we're 3rd and short. And that's where they've gotten into problems this year when they've been 3rd and long, and it just caused them not to have a good offensive game plan.
So 3rd down once again. This will be 3rd and 4 from the 43. Still on the Wagner side of the field. Play action. Kraft is going to tuck it and run. And he will be short of the first down, dropped at the 45-yard line.
Really nice job by Syracuse coming in and forcing him out of his comfort zone. Michael Jones is one of the first guys there, and then he has to run, and look at everybody rally to the football. Marlo Wax and a lot of other guys coming there to just make that tackle.
You see the mob defense
yeah.
holding strong on 3rd down.
I like that. ATB on the wristband, right?
That's right. Attack the ball. Dylan Hack with the punt for Wagner. Pena back to field it. He's not going to have much room to run. Dropped around the 15-yard line. So Garrett Schrader and company, we'll see them for the 2nd time today when we come back. Hey, look, there's a different vibe, a different energy at the Syracuse program. Just watching Dino Babers pregame, he's going around, checking his nails, getting ready. There's a different excitement, even messing with some of his guys, getting Terry Lockett. But he's 4-0. They've had a losing season the last 3 years. There's so many things they've corrected. Big thing he's noticed too, Charles, is the senior leadership. Noticed it in the offseason. Actually, they were running stadiums. The freshmen weren't finished yet, and the seniors were finished. They kept on going. That kind of mentality is continuing, and it's helping Syracuse have success.
You have to have that, and that's where it starts. And I think you can see why there's so much excitement about this ball club.
Schrader tosses it out to Sean Tucker coming out of the backfield.
And that's another reason you get Sean Tucker out in space. And he's able to do so many different things. His running ability, but just in open space, he can do that. And I think that's what they're going to continue to try to do all this season.
Well, they had talked about getting him involved in different ways besides just turning around and handing him the football. Pass complete to Pena. That'll move the chains.
Well, and he opens up that particular play. He's going to the flat, and then Pena just settles in. Watch 34 leave your screen, and then Garrett Schrader kind of looks a little bit. Now, Eugene Robinson, who coached him in high school and track, was also a football coach. I'll tell the story after this play.
Schrader's going to keep it. There are those legs once again, and he takes it past the 35 to about the 37.
At Charlotte Christian High School, Jason Estep is the head coach. Eugene Robinson, who played a long time in the league, was a track coach. He said, look, you're fast, but I need you to focus on doing a few things, throwing the football, shoulders, using your eyes, getting people open. And you're fast, use that, but use your ability to throw the football.
Tucker cuts back inside, just short of the 40.
He gets here with Sean Tucker. He had went through a lot, played receiver and quarterback when he was at Mississippi State. You know, had the helicopter hit that he had, but he was taking too many shots. And I said that last year, but this year you don't see that. They're protecting him. He's throwing the football, and he's using his football IQ and the speed still when he needs to, and you can tell the difference.
Gadsden in motion. They're still working out of the pistol, and they'll just give it to Tucker. Why not give it to this guy? Get out of here, Sean Tucker!
It's like low.
61 yards.
Biggest issue you're going to have is if you cover him outside, he runs, he gets there, he opens other things. Garrett Schrader with the run. And then right here, look, everybody on the interior. Look, Gadsden blocking inside, Dakota Davis. But if he has a lane, which he normally does, you're not going to catch him to the house, Sean Tucker.
Andre Schmidt on to attempt the PAT. He was 5 for 5 on field goals last week, tied a school record. It is up and good, and just like that, Syracuse with a 14-point lead on homecoming.
Sean Tucker's going to bring it home, and when he runs with ability and speed and power, and he's gone to the house for 6.
This young man can run, but Syracuse fans already knew that, of course. He is now in 11th on the all-time rushing list, 37 yards away from 10th.
Yeah, when you have a school like this, you see Ernest Davis's name there. That's what the field's named after. Floyd Little, but also Jim Brown. But this young man here has really started to endear himself to the Syracuse faithful with his ability.
It's been interesting to see, too, how he's had to adapt with the loss of Chris Elmore.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a big impact on him.
It really has, but I think they've also been able to find different ways to use him with that loss, even though it's one that initially you think it's going to hurt you a little bit.
Jalen, you got to see that touchdown run from the field. I bet that was pretty fun.
I did. It was really impressive. Another thing that Syracuse really likes about Sean Tucker is the updates that he gives after games, these tweets. Did one after his first game. I mean, the difference in the likes from his first game at Syracuse to now, everybody looks forward to these. He really keeps it real. He says if he's pleased with his performance, if he's not. But in one of those last tweets, he said he's doing what he can to help the team, which I think speaks to his different role that he has this year, you guys.
That's become the catchphrase, right, Jalen? Pleased with my performance.
Pleased with my performance,
yep.
That's right.
There's a website now. Wagner on offense for the second time. Ryan Kraft, the backup QB, getting the start today, and he is taken down. Caleb Ogachukwu.
Ogachukwu is a guy that he just makes plays. They talked about him, his ability, his motor. You know, he hosts a podcast and all that, but he plays some football too. Coming off Matthew Raw trying to block him, but he won't be denied.
He also has a pick 6.
Yes, big man, touchdown.
Give it to him.
Love it.
A couple weeks ago against Purdue. Backs him up to the 21. Hand off to Sproul. Oh, maybe a pickup of 1. Okechukwu on the stop. Want to remind you, ACC Network football coming up tonight, 8 Eastern. Day is capped off by our ACC Network primetime matchup. It's number 24 Pitt hosting Georgia Tech. That's tonight on the ACC Network.
The Loud House is in full effect today, right? Homecoming, you got a bunch of people that haven't seen their team in a while. They're excited.
3rd and 13.
It does that, Courtney.
Yeah.
It does.
False start offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
I have seen this place get so loud that you and I couldn't even hear ourselves other than with this, and we just really look at each other's lips. It can get loud in here, and that makes it difficult for offensive linemen who are already anxious to go against a defense like this Syracuse defense.
Yeah, that noise echoing off the dome. First time I've experienced it. It's impressive. 3rd and even longer. Kraft looking for play action, and he is in trouble, has to throw it away as Caleb Okechukwu was coming after him along with Kayvon Darton.
Kayvon Darton just beat the center, 45. Watch him right over the center. He just gets there, good quick hands, and is able to get in quickly. Brady Anderson didn't have a chance, and that really forced, again, the mob to establish himself and get there, attack the ball.
Remember, this Syracuse defense, 5th in the conference in total defense, 2nd in the ACC in scoring defense. They've had 8 takeaways this year. That already passes last year's total of 7.
They talked a lot about that in the offseason, making sure, and they've been aggressive in doing that in practice.
Back with the punt. Fielded on the hop by Pena. Just short of reaching the 50-yard line, but it's going to be excellent field position for Syracuse to go to work, and they have looked so good already today. Garrett Schrader leading the way. Such an interesting guy. He can fly planes, you know, no worries. Plays college football. Not only does he play quarterback, he moved to a wide receiver when he was at Mississippi State. So he has been a journeyman, and he's also had a lot of different voices in his ear over the years.
But I think now he has Aniah Beck really in his head and working with him consistently. Like that throw there.
Courtney Jackson makes the catch at the 35. Jalen Garrett's really an interesting guy.
It is really interesting, Courtney. He actually got his pilot license in 3 months during COVID. He said that he loves flying planes, and flying planes is actually in his family. His mom's a pilot, and his grandfather flew in World War I.
All right, who's volunteering to go up with Garrett?
I would do it immediately.
All right, pass complete and caught. Damian Alford for the first down. Charles, you getting that plane?
I'd have to think about it, but I would. That might be better than going to the depths of the ocean, like you guys were talking about the other day. But Garrett Schrader here with just looking, finding, and I love how the ball is coming out of his hands this year. He's decisive, and he's making some throws that really give his receivers a chance to make plays.
That is a 17-yard pickup. He'll have 2 targets on either side. They'll send Gadsden in motion. And here come the flags.
False start offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's the center on Carlos Vettorello. And Dino Babers told us a focus for this game. Clean up the penalties, and we've already seen 2.
That's been the last couple of years, too. They've had a real problem with that. And that's really the way you can get after. You can see here, I mean, that's just not good. You beat yourself when you're consistently doing that from a penalty perspective.
You look at their upcoming schedule, NC State and then Clemson after their bye week. Can't afford to give them any free yards. Devon Cooper on the catch. Tackle made by Christian Davis.
You have to respect Tucker, and when you do, it opens up passing lanes, and you just consistently see that. Cooper and Courtney Jackson and all these guys are the beneficiaries of having 34 in your backfield. And Tucker just runs hard. That's the other thing about the young man. They said he can get by you, but in space he's going to catch the football, nice and easy catch. But look at the guys locking up, trying to block, and then he will help finish the run as well. Damian Alford right there trying to block, and then he just runs through him and the defender at the same time.
Sean Tucker been a big piece already for the Orange, no surprise. Give it to him. There's a good tackle.
Justin Riley, 45, one of the star players. You know, that's the thing. They have to have some plays from their defense. You know, any way they can turn this ball over and maybe turn the tide, because their defense has been out there a long time.
4th down, they're going for it.
Yeah, I'm not shocked at all.
They'll go pistol look with Sean Tucker. Right up the middle. He should definitely have it.
They'll just really get behind a bevy of bodies. 47 and the rest of them, West Ho. And you can just see how they come off and just knock people around. Somebody's down, one of the offensive linemen.
Yeah, Matthew Bergeron. He's taking a knee right now, number 60 in orange.
Captain.
He's the left tackle. Yeah, one of the captains.
32 consecutive starts. That's what happens in there, man. You just got all that mass of humanity coming up, rolling up on you. Hopefully he's all right. He looks like he's just...
He's walking off by himself, so that's a good sign.
Good sign.
Bergeron out of Canada. I don't know if you could ask for a better start from Garrett Schrader right now. His number's pretty solid, Charles. Just, you know, 9 for 9.
You don't have much perfect in football, but you couldn't ask for any better than that, right? And running and throwing and being able to score a touchdown.
Back to Tucker. Give him space. Get in the end zone. Sean Tucker.
The jump cut and the ability to go hard outside. Woo! Man, he is just... This is what you have if you're a defender. You think it's going to go one way, but he has the ability to cut outside. Look at the blocking again, and then he's going to make that one guy miss. He doesn't need Gatson to do anything. You may pull on his wristband or whatever he has there. Looks like a rubber band, but you can't quite bring him down. Sean Tucker is just so good when he's in open space. Kobe Calvin got a dose of that.
I think about his story, too. Back in 2020, he took over as the starter because of injuries on the roster. He was a true freshman at the time and has just kept on running since.
Well, they said once they saw him, he was quiet, didn't talk a lot, but he just kept making play after play after play, and you couldn't deny him an ability to get on the football field. And it's interesting now how you look at this. You have an offense and defense on both sides. Last year they struggled because their offense couldn't really score. Garrett Schrader was a little banged up, but their defense held them in a lot of games. Now their defense isn't on the field as much. You can see they're 55, 60, 70 play. Last year they were playing 80-something plays, and this is what's happening to Wagner today. When you're on the field that much as a defense, you just can't manufacture the same pass rush and stopping the run and everything else.
Syracuse with 200 yards of total offense compared to just 17 for Wagner. Inside a minute left in the first quarter. Javen Little and Jordan Morrell back. And once again, Brady Denneberg's kick into the end zone.
You and I talked about it even before the game. How do you get some positive momentum? Get a couple of first downs. You stack those first downs. You just keep finding something to keep your defense on the side. And that's what they're going to have to do here with this offense.
See what Ryan Kraft can do. He was scrambling all over the field on their last drive because of this orange defense. It's a Wagner team in their first FBS game of the season gave up 66 points to Rutgers. Play action. Finds his guy, Julian Jordan, and there's a first down. The coaching staff was super excited about Julian Jordan and what he can bring.
Yeah, big receiver who has made some plays last year, and they thought he really could come out and do some things. And that was a nice RPO game to get him the ball in space against this defense. Like we said, stack some first downs.
Chris Newguy, their offensive coordinator, told us that Ryan Kraft, who's starting today, he's a little bit better in the RPO game than Nick Cardman, their original and normal starting quarterback, who's out with an injury today. Time ticking down here in the first quarter, and they'll let it go. So Wagner will have a first down when we come back, but a pretty solid start for Syracuse.
It has been. Syracuse has played a really nice job of getting after it. Dino there, crowd there, everybody else making things happen. That's what you want to expect at homecoming.
First and 10 from the 40-yard line.
Well, the first quarter, it went Syracuse's way. 200 yards already in this game compared to just 32 for Wagner, and 3 rushing touchdowns highlighted by a 60-yard run by Sean Tucker as Wagner's Ryan Kraft is sacked on first down. Leon Lowry in there.
Redshirt freshman with a really nice job of keeping contained, forcing him back inside, and then rallying to him. They've done a much better job. Tony Wilson and I talked about that before the game, of just really fine-tuning those kind of things. And this is a game that you really want to work on doing those and trusting your eyes, so to speak.
Kraft to the air. Does find his guy. Pass is complete to the tight end Chase Stafford. Stopped by Jihad Carter, and here comes third down. Nick Cardman, there he is, their normal quarterback, out with 3 broken ribs, and so it has been Ryan Kraft, the starting quarterback for Wagner.
These third and longs don't help you in a place like this. Got to find ways to keep that momentum going. We talked about stacking first downs. Here's another opportunity for Wagner.
Off play action. Guys coming at him. Taken down, Steve Linton.
Well, the confusion for him was Michael Jones came on a kind of delayed blitz. Watch number 3, the linebacker. They came with 3. They run a 3-3 stack, but see 3 over there kind of creeping, and then all of a sudden when he sees everything goes in the middle, he's able to get to the quarterback. And you could tell Kraft's clock was ticking, but he just couldn't get rid of the football. Now that's a player who designs his game after nobody better than Ray Lewis.
Wow.
And he is one that loves to play the middle linebacker position.
That's a loss of 16 on the play. Obviously, Wagner will be punting with Pena back. Pena takes a hard hit at the 50. But again, Syracuse with some great field position to start. They've already scored 21 points, and even the littlest Syracuse fans loving it on homecoming.
Well, get the ball out to him in space so he can do this to you. And then let him run between the tackles, power, run game, the speed, home run ability. And I love this. Watch his feet. Boom, boom, boom. I'm outside, I'm gone. Touchdown.
And why not give it to him again? Falls forward. You know, moments ago we saw Matthew Bergeron go out for Syracuse. He is back out on the field. But Jalen, what did you learn?
When he came out to the sideline, Courtney, they had him working on his right foot. They had him jumping up and down on it. They were putting pressure on it. Looked like they were working on the ankle foot area. So keep an eye on that. But it looked like he was revving to go back out there as.
Yeah, and he's back out there right now. The left tackle for Syracuse as Schrader steps up in the pocket. Fires one over the top to a Rondé Gadsden, who worked hard last week. 107 receiving yards for Virginia, against Virginia.
Before Wagner lost his helmet.
And this is going to be a dig route. Garrett Schrader is getting more and more comfortable with finding Gadsden in the middle of the field. Nice catch with the defense right on him. And then if you want to be a tight end, you got to take all those hits, young man. I love it.
I knew you were going to get fired up about the tight end. Played a little quarterback in high school, too, so he's got those nice hands. Thinks like a quarterback. Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker. Mr. Tucker to the house.
I played with some great running backs in my life, and I said this early. Marshall Faulk would always talk about making people miss, and it wasn't the first or second guy. And Tucker has that ability. The speed is the thing that I noticed right away. There's a flag on the play, so this could be coming back. But Sean Tucker is going to make 2 or 3 people miss on almost every time he touches the football.
We'll see what the flag is and if this is coming back.
Illegal block in the back, offense number 19. 10-yard penalty results in a first down. Syracuse.
Illegal block in the back on Gadsden.
You know, and you work so hard to block for a guy like that. He's going to do it late down the field. And this is one where you can pull up, but he just doesn't quite. He's going to see it, and you got to leave him alone. Just move by, because Tucker has already made a miss.
Try to give it to him again. He's thrown down by Titus Leo. This is a guy that graduated in the summer from Wagner, but he didn't want to leave the program how it was, decided to come back and try to help the Seahawks right the ship.
Well, he played both ways as a freshman, and then they told him, no, you're a defensive end. And when they moved him over there, he has just played better and better and better. Saw him before the game, and he was working on techniques. This guy loves to play the football position.
Played both ways as a freshman. Tucker's eaten up again, makes it back to the line of scrimmage.
The defense by Passmore also. Seen him a few times showing up. This is an opportunity for these Wagner guys to get a chance to play a Power 5 opponent, but also just individual battles on the inside are what you want to have and win those.
Now, we mentioned they played Rutgers earlier in the season, and Tom Masella, their head coach, he asked them before the game, if there's anybody that doesn't want to play in this football game, let me know. They were all about it. Schrader looking at the top. Touchdown, Syracuse, Umari Hatcher.
Just really like how he's playing with these receivers and throwing the ball nicely. When you go to the back pylon, give your receiver his best opportunity to go up, and Hatcher has that length. But Schrader with a nice throw over the top.
First catch of the season for Umari Hatcher, not a bad one.
Yeah, it's not. Protection right there by the offensive line, and just put the ball out there where your receiver can go get it. Right to the back of that pylon, he gets there. Good hands again. Schrader getting the ball out nicely. And look at Hatcher going up, snagging it with 2.
27 points, looking to add 1 more, and Andre Schmidt does. Syracuse on homecoming. It's a pretty good feeling so far inside the dome. Another touchdown pass. Garrett Schrader hitting Umari Hatcher, the redshirt freshman.
So in practice, you know, me and Marlo go at it a lot because he was like, we got 2 blocked field goals, y'all got none. So we really be on the field like, all right, we're going to get some. And I'm not going to lie, I was happy we blocked it. But to see Marlo and JT get it again, I was like, God dang, they going to be on my head.
Hey, put in the comments who y'all think going to finish the season with the most block kicks.
All right, they up. Which y'all up 2-0 right now?
We up 2.
That is It's just a clip of the fun that they've been having on the Mob podcast, excuse me. Now, it started, this idea of the defense being the mob started last season, and now there's a podcast to go along with it, so I guess it's official now, Charles.
Yeah, they love doing it, and I think it's really good when you have those guys all get together and have fun like that.
Yeah, Jalen, it was a fun listen for sure.
I have listened to all three, and Caleb told me they came up with this idea because he was a big fan of the I Am Athlete show that they had during COVID. So he said, we have a real voice and a real platform, so why don't we use it? But he did assure me that they are not coming for our jobs just yet.
I don't know.
We have them for a little while longer.
Caleb Okechukwu is a great host. Like,
he really
he's
is.
funny,
Yeah.
he's smooth. They had a guest on this week, Andre Sisco from the Jags. Obviously Syracuse alum. Taken down by one of the hosts of the Mob podcast, Marlo Wax.
Yeah, really nice job by Marlo Wax of scraping and getting outside. Again, Tony White's defense has done a nice job of really getting after him and understanding what they need to do to make plays consistently, and they've done that all year.
Hey, for the record, too, Charles, Tony White told us he has not been asked to be on the podcast. He does not want to be on the podcast, but he would if he was asked.
Yeah, I think a coach would call him out. They don't want the coach yet.
Ryan Kraft thrown to the ground. Austin Roon.
Really good play by Tony White, and this is the improvement. But part of it, again, the takeaways have improved, but when you're not having to play as much on the field, it helps you. And this defense really gets after it.
3rd and 12. Wagner has had 3rd and long several times today. Kraft keeps it. Marlo Wax in there again on the stop.
Well, it helps them when they can have all those plays because they can talk about it. But they do so many other things, and I think it's the clips that I saw of the podcast was really good because you get a group of guys that spend all that time together, but then you get to see how they are off the field as well.
Yeah, they give out a Mobster of the Week award, so that was super cool. It was Andre Schmidt was the Mobster of the Week by Caleb Okechukwu after going 5 for 5 on field goals last week. And another Wagner punt. Pena will call for the fair catch this time. Well, we have seen some amazing fans across the ACC, and now we need your help this fall. ACC Network wants to experience each sport from your perspective. So snap a pic, take a video, tag it with hashtag all the devotion, and post it to your social media. You might just see it on ACC Network. All right, back out on offense comes Syracuse and Garrett Schrader. You've talked a lot about he looks different from last year. What's standing out the most that's different?
Just his comfort level. Looks like he's healthier. Just looks like he's got more of a grasp of this offense, and they're doing the things that he likes to do with it.
He's going to drop back and have plenty of time to find his number 1 guy, Gadsden. Shaking guys left and right. My goodness.
Really tough to stop a guy when he's running full speed, but he's out in the slot, able to come across. We saw this earlier with someone draped on him, but this time he's in open space, able to make guys miss and just find a way to get more yards. Darrell Wilson, the defensive coordinator for Wagner, has to figure out a way to stop that young man.
32-yard pickup for Aronde Gadsden, and they go back to the ground game with Sean Tucker running over people. Another first down inside the 15.
Well, Sean Tucker shows you sometimes he will run by you, but if he needs to run through you, he will. Offensive line coming off nice again, just really giving him that edge. And with all that speed, but I like the blocking by the receivers and tight ends down the field that allows him to pick up some nice yards.
That's a 21-yard pickup for Tucker. He's over 100 yards for the 15th time in his career. Gadsden in motion. Number 34, flag is out.
Yeah, that's going to come on Max Mang. Looks looks like he had the end line blocked up, and with that
Holding,
flag came.
offense, number 81. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So the initial part, the block was good, but he just held on too long. 6'7", 262-pound tight end, and then here's Tucker.
Ooh, 137 yards. We're in the second quarter.
9.8 yards a carry. Let me see. It's almost a first down every time he touches it.
That's some high math right there. It's that UCLA education, right?
I guess so.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the fourth penalty for Syracuse, something that Dino Babers was looking to clean up this week before they head into the bye week. Cooper! Touchdown!
I love the dance, and I love all of that, but I love what Sean Tucker does and Garrett Schrader. Counter the other way, then you just flip it back to Cooper. The offense, you have to respect what happens there, and then look at this. Guys blocking, getting outside. Receivers don't always like to do the dirty work, but they've done a nice job out there. Michael Johnson, the outside receiver coach, does a nice job with these guys, and you can tell they're feeling it.
Yeah, Devon Cooper, the first known FBS player with a reception in 7 straight seasons. Now had one in 13 straight games. His first touchdown of the season.
Now watch this blocking here. Gatson is one of them, but also just locking up, getting Cooper in for 6.
I'm not sure about the dance moves, but I am sure about the touchdown. It looks pretty good.
Yeah. I think all the guys are hyping him up and getting him going. So he's all right with it, whether you like it or not, Courtney.
Devon Cooper with his first receiving touchdown of the season, a 22-yard strike from Garrett Schrader. We talked in the beginning of the game about the 3 guys offensively that have really been stepping up, and look what they've done so far today.
Well, when you're playing a team that really is not on your level, you expect a guy like Garrett Schrader to be pretty good, but he's perfect at 13 of 13. Sean Tucker, with what he's been able to do, almost a 10-yard average, and then Oronde Gatson. We talked about all of these key weapons that come into fruition today.
Yeah, it's helped too. Garrett Schrader has had time. Now he's been sacked 13 times this season. There's been a lot of challenges to the offensive line to get up, do your part, and he's had time to throw today.
Yeah, he has, and I think that's the one thing they have to work on heading into ACC play the next few weeks.
Meanwhile, Wagner has not had a ton of success on offense, just 20 total yards. Want to let you know, coming up tonight at 8 Eastern, we cap our day, the ACC Network primetime matchup. 24 Pitt hosting Georgia Tech, and there's a player down here inside the dome for Syracuse. So we'll step aside as they attend to him. Wagner on offense here in the second quarter. The injured player on the field, Dennis Jaquez Jr., and you can see a pretty hefty cast on that right arm. He was down for several minutes as the training staff worked on him, but he is walking off the field on his own power. Intercepted! Deuce Chestnut, get in there!
Nickname Sub-Zero, because I'm going to freeze you out. He jumped the route. It looked like he was running the route. Great job by Deuce Chestnut of reading the eyes of the quarterback and driving hard on the football. You're going to see it here. Ryan Kraft is going to tell you where he's going. Zero has already made the break, and he's working to the end zone for 6.
He had 3 interceptions last year to lead Syracuse, and here is a pick in 2022 for Deuce.
Yeah, he saw that and just ran hard and drove on it, and that's how you have his coaching staff. This is what happens when you throw an interception like that when you're backed up. You got to be quick on those particular throws, but if you're Deuce Chestnut, you got to be quick to read sophomore out of Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah, freshman All-American last year, runner-up for the ACC Rookie of the Year. Feeling good on homecoming, Jalen.
Yeah, Courtney, remember when we talked to Coach White earlier this week, he said the difference between his secondary and Deuce Chestnut was that last year they were getting to plays, but they weren't finishing. So I know he was really happy for his guy on the field for that one.
Yeah, Jalen, that's a great point. He said that's all around, Deuce included, but a lot of guys going ahead and finishing the play, taking it in the end zone.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing that what you see sometimes with defensive players is that they don't attack the football or they just miss it. It looks like guys now are all looking for opportunities to make plays. And I think that's what you got to have if you're going to have a team that now has 9 takeaways, and they want to be higher than that. 7 last year was not good enough. And you can talk to any one of the coaches there, whether it's Dino or Tony White or even on the offensive side, protecting the football. But you got to make sure you go get it when it's up in the air like that.
That mob mentality, attack the ball.
Well, he gives out those awards, right? Exceptional plays, hits, or things that didn't show up in the box score. That showed up in the box score.
So there was an unsportsmanlike penalty called on Syracuse.
Yeah. Well, I think this is where your coaches tell you, hey, let's celebrate, act like we've been there. Make sure we clearly are doing our job today and we're taking it to this team. Just come on back and we can do it on our sideline.
First chance for Wagner, I believe, to run the kick out. It's been a touchback most of the night already. They get it just past the 25-yard line. You were mentioning their takeaways, Charles.
Yeah, they came in at +4, and now they're at +5. And I think the biggest thing is seeing the ball, going to get the ball. And, you know, when you talk about young assistants that have opportunity to be looking at that next position as a head coach, I would put Tony White up there with anybody. He has really done a nice job here at Syracuse, not only last year, but this year as well.
He spent a couple of seasons at Arizona State. Before that, he was at San Diego State. You know, he's a UCLA Bruin.
Well, he is, but I think the one thing that he does is with that 3-3-5 stack with Rocky Long, some of the things that he's able to teach these guys, and you can see it each time you watch film, they get better and better with how they're able to execute.
And this being his 3rd season as their defensive coordinator, that helps too, to have those guys that are, okay, we learned last year, now we're going to build off of that.
Well, you got a Deuce Chestnut, you got a Michael Jones, you know, you're starting to get these guys to age up, and when they do, they learn and they're teaching the younger guys how to play, like a Leon Lowry, who's a redshirt freshman, but has been around the program and kind of understands what he needs to do.
Play action for Ryan Kraft. Heaves a deep pass, and it falls in between the hands of Julian Jordan. Jeremiah Wilson in coverage.
Julian almost looked like he pulled up a little bit and then re-accelerated. And when, it just doesn't quite get to the ball. It's right there, but he can't put it away. And one thing he didn't do, Courtney, his eyes didn't follow to his hands also. That's why the ball went right through there. You got to take advantage of those opportunities when you get them. A nice throw by Kraft.
Yeah, it was a beautiful throw by Ryan Kraft. But nevertheless, incomplete, and it's 3rd and 10. From Syracuse, from the Wagner 26. No time to find anybody because Steve Linton all up in his business.
He beat his man so badly.
Number 7, Wagner's helmet
chance
came
to
off.
settle and try to get that ball off. 17 coming at you right by him. I mean, he uses the speed because he's a little undersized, able to get between the guard and the tackle. And man, that was just a nice play by Steve Linton. It was the one concern also that Syracuse's defensive line, not only the physicality, but sometimes the speed would be a factor that they're not used to seeing at Wagner.
Dylan Hack with the punt to the 41. The ACC Huddle crew, join them. They're going to have highlights, complete breakdowns of all the afternoon games after the Pitt-Georgia Tech game. Full post-game show to wrap it up. All of it on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Schrader tossing it out to Sean Tucker. And he's dropped at the 35-yard line.
I'm going to be Captain Obvious here, but I think after this half, I don't know if we'll see Sean Tucker or Garrett Schrader.
Yeah. A 42-point lead. They've scored on every drive.
I think offensive line will start seeing some guys there, too, to make sure they get better, because their competition level is going to raise. They need to be playing at a better clip as well.
We were told they would rotate guys on the line definitely today. Sean Tucker. I mean, this guy is just so hard to stop. Inside the 15-yard line he goes.
Love the counter tray movement with center guard coming over and almost pin and pull on the interior, but then Sean Tucker, look at the lane inside. He's able to find the hole, hit the hole, and run violently through the hole. And I think that's the one thing that the Syracuse team loves to see, 34 running downhill.
165 yards on the ground for Sean Tucker on 16 carries.
Offense, 13 players on the field. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Never heard 13. Maybe 12.
Yeah, they got have some things to clean up penalty-wise, but
penalty-wise, they're not doing what they need to. But look at this: touchdown. And the distances: 84 yards, 51, 65. They are really running effectively on offense. That's what Dino said he wanted. He wanted to have guys that he could sit down with and understand what their philosophy was, and then just take over that offense, which has allowed him to do some things now as a head coach.
Tucker trying to get around the edge. Pulling a guy with him. Only needed 1 foot to gain an extra yard.
And I think it shows up with this now. Look at all the blocking, physicality inside with the line and the receivers. But Sean Tucker, boom. I love how he gets the foot down and turns it up. But really nice tackle by Kobe Calvin, stopping him from getting in.
2nd and 3 coming up. Those at the 7-yard line. They let Tucker have it. He's in, no problem. He's been living there today.
I'm just telling you that this whole team understands if we get a block, whether you're on the inside or outside, this guy can hit it from almost anywhere on the field. And he makes a lot of people miss, but it's also this ability by this offensive line, and look at receivers outside, DeMarcus Adams, 85. When you have big plays, it usually comes from those opportunities by everybody giving effort.
Sean Tucker averaging a first down every carry.
He was listening to us. He got up to 10.2. It was 9.8.
He was slacking. 3 rushing touchdowns. He came into the game with 2 rushing touchdowns on the season.
And I don't know if he really has been able to play because everybody was keying on him.
Sure.
This is a good game for him heading into the next part of their season. So, I mean, that to me is what you see now. This is a kind of a get healthy game for everybody when you have an opponent that you know you should do what they're doing. And I think Tucker now has that ability. If he can do this every week, they're going to be there's going to be an issue with them.
Yeah, the more that they can use him, maybe get him out on the edge more, help him get through the middle a little bit more, because they're going to need him against NC State and Clemson. Those are their next 2 games.
Well, you see teams start to, like, even if they're not looking at him, they're peeking at him. They know every time Sean Tucker goes this way, okay, we got to make sure we have an account for somebody to stay outside. And it's opening up everybody. That's why you see their receivers, everyone wants to block for him because they know if he goes, we go much further.
Yeah, he becomes a big distraction for defenses. Want to know where he's going.
Darrell Wilson talked about an eye violation, but it's hard when you have a guy like that that can just make you lose discipline.
183 yards and 3 touchdowns for Sean Tucker. You combine what he's done, plus what this defense has done. The mob is here, Charles.
Oh, man, they are flying around the football, just really wrecking havoc. Pats all around, attack the ball, doing everything they can to make it uncomfortable for Ryan Kraft. But this one right here was nice. And you have Deuce Chestnut, sub-zero, freezing people out, but getting hot on the end zone. And look at that. That's what you have to have. 3 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, 1 interception, 1 touchdown. I'm sure there'll be a lot of awards this week given out.
Wagner's tried a little bit of everything, but it's tough to do it against this Syracuse defense. You know, talking to their defensive coordinator, Tony White, for Syracuse, he told us, going against our offense, seeing what our offense does, it's really helped us. We've seen pretty much everything, and he goes, and who knows what position Gadsden's playing anyway, so we just have to be ready for anybody.
He said we saw it in the spring and the fall, and we kind of knew what he could do in the last 2 weeks, and this week you're starting to see him really become a key component.
Helping his defense get ready, too.
Yeah, I think when you have good on good, it makes you much, much better.
Roll. Dropped very quickly.
Courtney, I always tell the story of when I got to UCLA, there were guys like Ken Norton Jr., who's eventually going to be playing in the NFL, winning Super Bowl, James Washington, Marcus Patton. We had, when I faced my defense, 35 different guys in my 4 years that played in the NFL, either Hall of Famers or just a cup of coffee. It makes you better when you practice against those kind of guys every single day.
Paying off this season. Wagner 1 for 6 on 3rd down today. And they won't convert here. It'll be about 3 yards short of the 1st down.
And the other thing about the Syracuse team, and talking to everyone around their program, we need to play very well. Don't have a letdown, because we're going into a bye, and then we know what the season is going to look like after that. We have to play really, really well.
So Syracuse is going to take a timeout here. 1:27 is where the clock stops before the half. And you mentioned getting ready. They're going to have next week off, which Dino Babers told us. I think everybody's excited about getting to heal up, because it's been a tough first few games of the season. But then you got even more big names coming, NC State and Clemson, who are playing tonight.
They're on the back end of that schedule. It's going to get really, really tough. But I think the big thing is when you see that happening, if you're becoming a good football team, you just say, okay, it's just the next game. It's just the next play. I'm not going to worry too much about who else is there. If I do that, then I get out of my comfort zone. And I think that's what this team is starting to think about. Not think, hey, too far ahead. Just know, hey, let's stay in the moment. Let's play hard, and whatever happens is going to happen.
And remember what's helped us have success. There were little things last year they couldn't finish out, but now they're overcoming that adversity. It's a different, more mature group.
It is. They have to take care of those penalties, because those are still occurring. But the takeaways help erase some of the negativity that the penalties bring to them. And protecting the football also helps.
Pena gets it at the 30, and now Garrett Schrader with 1:20 to work with before the half. Chance to practice going quickly down the field here?
Yeah. Whenever you can practice 2 minutes, situational football, you get an opportunity to do it.
He's 13 for 13 today.
He doesn't want to mess with that, right?
It is not my fault if he has an incompletion. I have to say it. Flag is out as Tucker completes his run just past the 35-yard line.
My number's sake, 81 is, I think, struggling today. It looks like he might get another holding penalty.
Holding, offense number 76, 10-yard penalty.
Oh, Max, he was threw it right by Max, but I guess it got.
They get Kalen Ellis, the left guard. That's the 7th penalty now.
You know, those are the things you have to clean up if you're Syracuse. You know, we he showed you the schedule. It doesn't get any easier. But especially those mental errors or pre-snap penalties, those are the worst.
Yeah. 49 penalties on the season for Syracuse. Tucker broke one tackle and then took two guys with him, falling past the 40-yard line. No, he'll be a yard short of the 40. Pickup of 18.
Yeah, you talk about a violent runner. He's smooth here, but when he has to get the impact, this is where he'll just put his head down and just make himself small and take 3 or 4 guys with him.
Just turning around and giving it to Tucker, and why wouldn't you? Steps out at the 45 in Wagner territory.
They're going to just use him. They don't need to throw the ball. 81, Max Mang is going to come across. 81, watch this block on the edge, and watch the footwork there, getting between the hole of Kalen Ellis and 81, Max Mang. What he does a really nice job of is patience and then explodes through the hole consistently.
Tucker over 200 yards on the ground today.
They're just trying to get him #1 today.
Yeah.
He's just going to keep running to Albany or wherever else he needs to go.
Yeah. 21 carries, 218 yards, adding to it as we speak. Yards short of the first down.
Gains to the 36-yard line.
15 seconds in the half. Gadsden, first down, spinning forward inside the 30.
I think they're going to clock set and run out of time, and we're going to halftime with the big lead.
49 points in the first half for Syracuse. They only allowed Wagner 2 first downs and 19 total yards.
It's better than only 1 first down and less than. Here's the thing. This is a good team. Syracuse is playing at a much higher level than they have, and they're taking care of business against a Wagner team that's just trying to still find themselves.
We've seen some explosive plays too. A 60-yard touchdown run. Sean Tucker over 200 yards on the ground, and Jalen is standing by with Dino Babers.
Coach, one of the things you talked to us about this week was keeping the penalties under control. What are you going to tell your guys at half about those?
Well, we kind of had too many of them. I think there were some holding calls that we wanted to get back. We got a personal foul after scoring a touchdown on that pick. We've got to clean that stuff up.
You do have 4 different guys that have scored touchdowns for you today. How is your offense being so effective in sharing the ball?
I think those guys are doing a good job, Coach and I and all the offensive coaches, with the players, and Garrett Schrader's having one of those games, and then Tucker's doing his business. So the offensive line's doing a fantastic job. We got to continue that into the second half.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Jalen.
Yeah, Tucker doing his business. How about 227 yards of business on the ground for Sean Tucker in the first half? Syracuse, 434 total yards. They're up 49-0.
Welcome into the halftime report. Hope you're enjoying the first half action. Coach Mark Richt, EJ Manuel, Eddie Royal. I'm your host, Jordan Cornette. Look, a big-time matchup for the conference tonight, a historic one, if you will, in the Textile Bowl, NC State and Clemson. First ever time both teams appear as top 10 teams. 27th top 10 matchup for the Tigers. First top 10 matchup for NC State. Coach, does that matter as we get ready for this one later on tonight?
I think it matters. I think if you're used to being in the limelight, it's not that big a deal. If you're not used to it, it's a different little sensation that goes through your body. But once the game gets started, I think NC State will be fine. I mean, they beat Clemson a year ago, so they have confidence in that. And I think the key to the game for NC State defensively is to get DJ to move off of his spot. He was too comfortable last week. He was too good last week.
Yeah, I don't think it matters because NC State beat Clemson last year.
Correct.
You talk about that confidence throughout the week of practice. Fellas, we beat them last year. This is the same team. I know that coach talk. I know how to talk within the locker room. So as they go into this game, there should be a ton of confidence in their mind to say, hey, man, we've done this before. Now we just got to do it in their house instead of our own.
That's what matters. It's at Clemson's home, and that's a tough place to go play. They got a record. How many wins? What is it? 36 in a row.
36 in a row. It's an active record in FBS. Also, 10-game win streak in just any game, which is also a record in FBS.
Yeah, so that matters. And then the fact I believe Clemson has to run the ball. That's something they couldn't do last year. So NC State dominated the time of possession. So Will Shipley's having a great year. He's got to continue that for them to win.
We know about Clemson's porous defense and the struggles within their secondary. An opportunity for Devin Leary to maybe take advantage, Eddie, but this has been an offense for the Pac that has been lacking. Why is that? What do you attribute it to?
The lack of playmakers. I mean, I know they got guys and they've been playing well, but you lose a guy like Emeka Emezi.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a big game last year when they played him, over 100 yards, 14 catches. So somebody's got to step up, whether it's Thayer Thomas or Devin Carter. Somebody has to step up and be that guy.
Right. Lasane's a kid that I saw in the spring game making some of the plays that Emeka would make, not quite like Emeka would make, but he's a guy that has the potential to fill that role.
I don't know, though, because if you watch the first 4 games for NC State, they haven't really had to bring those big-time playmakers out. You know what I mean? Like, they had to fight versus ECU, blew out UConn last week. So I feel like when you get into a game against a Clemson, that's when you find out, all right, who's going to be the guy? Who's going to be that dude in the third quarter, the fourth quarter of the game that's going to come up with that big-time catch to help Devin Leary propel them to victory?
Fact remains that Clemson secondary, EJ, has been exposed. Gave up 6 touchdowns to Sam Hartman, albeit in a win, but consecutive games now where that secondary has given up 300-plus yards in the air. What do they need to be better? Where do they need to be better?
I was just saying what's interesting, I didn't mean to cut that off.
All good.
What's interesting is, remember a year ago, all we could talk about is Clemson's offense, and they got to get their act together. Now all of a sudden, we're talking about Clemson's defense got to get their act together now.
So where is it that they need to get that act together?
I think schematically they have to make some changes, especially if if NC State's going to throw the ball vertically in those one-on-one matchups. Now I know Wake's receivers on paper are probably better than NC State's, but I think you have to play some type of cloud coverage, cover 4, cover 3, where you have some type of middle of the field safety to come over those deep threats. I mean, a lot of times we watched the game, Hartman was just throwing it up. You know, it was accurate, and he was putting the ball in the spot for the receivers to make the catch. But when you have a safety over the top, you're less likely to do that as a quarterback.
Eddie, which one looms larger? Clemson redemption, NC State validation in this one?
NC State validation. I mean, you saw the way that they celebrated last year's win. I mean, they want to be known, and they want the respect that they feel like they deserve. I mean, they want to be a national brand, and this is one way to get it, beating a team like Clemson.
One guy worth respecting, Michael Jones, the star linebacker for Syracuse. He was on ACC PM earlier this week. It's worth a listen. Why don't you take one?
It was really like summer workouts when I knew it was going to be a special season for this program. We were doing stadium runs in the dome, and like one of our freshmen, he was having a hard time finishing. And then I went over and talked to him because he's from Miami, Florida, Francois. And I just finished with him. Then the whole D-line came and finished with him. And then you could see all the skills guys on the other side of the bleachers start running up and doing the extra rep just for him and finishing as a team. And then that's when I feel like it really came together and everybody wanted to be on the same page and win.
That's a great story.
Yeah, that's cool. Michael, you could have left for the NFL draft. You had the opportunity. You could have gone to another program. You wanted to stay at Syracuse, and you made that decision. And in hindsight now, it's obviously the right decision, like we said, sitting at 4-0, looking to potentially go 5-0 this weekend. Why do you feel like that was the right decision back then, knowing that it is now? Why did you decide to do this?
One of the biggest reasons I definitely wanted to continue developing as a player, and then I wanted to leave Syracuse on a good note. I hadn't had a winning season since I've been here, and I definitely believed in the coaches in this team and our personnel. And our will to win. Like, we wanted to win so bad last year, we came up short. So just having another opportunity to go out there with those guys and do exactly what we're doing now is absolutely amazing. I'm happy it's paying off.
Michael, I watched a video, and you said your favorite athlete is Ray Lewis. Now, I know you're from Miami, but he was done at the U long before you were even born. Why Ray Lewis? What do you take from his game that you maybe apply to yours?
Definitely mentality, because I'm obviously not built like Ray Lewis, but his mentality towards football and the game and his faith is moving. I actually had a chance to participate in the Ray Lewis camp at IMG Academy my junior and my senior year, and I learned so much from that guy. And it's like he was my idol since I was small. So being in the same space as him, doing drills with him, doing workouts that he used to do when he was coming up, in the uprising. It was just a crazy experience, and it definitely helps me day in, day out.
Now, Michael Jones, man, you're from the crib, Miami. You talked about another guy, that you were pumping up as a freshman being from Miami. What is it about, Miami guys going to Syracuse and loving it? I mean, is it because they have a dome up there? Because outside it could get pretty cold.
100%, the dome. Yeah, I don't see a lot of people coming up here from the way south if there wasn't a dome and there wasn't an indoor practice facility. But yeah, it's definitely the dome. I feel like it's a crazy environment too. It make you feel like you back in Miami playing with a loud fans, loud crowd.
Speaking of the vibes of Central New York, what is it like right now with you guys sitting at 4-0 on campus? I'm sure you're feeling the good vibes from the students, from the faculty, from the people who live there who are just big Syracuse fans.
Yeah, definitely feeling the vibes. It's been since I guess it was the year before I came since they had a winning season. So this is our first time experiencing something like that. We just trying to make sure we handle it right and stay level-headed.
A reminder and a call to action here from the fine folks of ACC Network. Make sure you help people affected by Hurricane Ian that is ravaging the South. Donate at redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross prepare for, respond to, and help people recover from this disaster. A little bit can go a very long way. But for now, we'll send you back out to the field. Enjoy your second half of action.
It has been a happy homecoming so far. If you are the Syracuse Orange, 49 points in the first half. That's the score, 49-0 here at the half. Want to remind you, coming up at 8 Eastern, so in less than 90 minutes, the day capped by our ACC Network primetime matchup. Number 24 Pitt hosting Georgia Tech. You can see it over on the ACC Network. Again, 49-0 is your score here in Syracuse. We'll wrap up the first half and get you ready for the third quarter when we come back. Here, Syracuse dominating the first half against FCS Wagner. 49-0 is the score, and 434 yards in the first half. I mean, Sean Tucker already has over 220 yards on the ground in this game.
Well, they needed a healthy dose of running, and they got it.
Yeah.
Garrett Schrader has been almost perfect throwing the football. I think they just really found a way to get this offense going the way they talked about, and you saw it today.
Yeah, important for them to do that too, because you got a bye week coming up, and then you go into playing NC State and then Clemson. So they wanted to shore some things up, and they've done that, minus the penalties, which they'll still be working on. 7 penalties in the first half.
How many of these guys will be paying attention to that Clemson-NC State game tonight?
I think I'll be watching that Clemson-NC State game tonight too.
I will be as well.
Laid down tough inside the 20. We will be playing 10-minute quarters to close out this game. Let's check in with Jalen.
Thanks, Courtney. Yeah, even with the score, how it is, Caleb Okechukwu comes out of the locker room and he says, guys, we got to keep it going. He's hyping up his guys on the sideline. I did talk to head coach Coach Marcella, and he said, this moment just might have been a little too big for our guys. He said, we have to work on playing harder, so he's just trying to get them to conference, but he says he's proud of how his guys have come out here and compete.
Yeah, and Jalen, that's something he wanted to see. They didn't necessarily see in the Rutgers game, is just coming out competing, showing effort on every play.
Yeah. I think that's all you really want to see, and a chance to know your guys are doing it consistently. So I think we're going to...
So they're going to go back and look at this play for targeting. So while they do that, we will step aside here in Syracuse. After reviewing this, they did say there was targeting, so Rob Hanna has been ejected for the rest of this game and will miss the first half of the next game.
Yeah, and we talked about it. There's so many different factors, but the crown of the helmet, clearly that was what took place on that particular play.
So we'll give you another look at the play.
We talked about the fenceless and lunging or going into yourself, but that time the crown of the helmet hits and there's a direct strike, and that's why they call targeting on that one.
Yeah, the officials, the NCAA, they're asking to teach eyes up.
Yep, exactly. Truly see what you hit.
2nd and 12 here for Wagner, just over the 30-yard line. And in goes Brandon Rankins.
Thought we would see him a little earlier, but now we are getting a chance. And Courtney talked about Jalen, talked about it when she came out with Coach, wanting these guys to compete. I think that's the one thing you don't really care about the score. You want those guys to come out and play hard and play fast, and don't worry about the score at this point.
Wagner 1 for 7 on 3rd down. Play action, Kraft fires out a laser intending for Julian Jordan, but that pass is incomplete.
Got a chance to see Jordan a few times. Good-looking guy. Kraft just can't get the ball to him.
Only 19 passing yards for Wagner in this game. Syracuse's defense has had that mob mentality they're known for. Pena back as Wagner punts. Calls for the fair catch, just inside the 35-yard line. And we step aside here in the 3rd quarter on homecoming for Syracuse. Don McPherson, and he is standing by with Jalen.
Thanks, Courtney. Yeah, we were just looking at the picture on the monitor. He said he didn't remember much about that time. What do you remember most about your time at Syracuse?
I remember this environment. I remember the fans. I remember the camaraderie of our team. Very close team. A bunch of my teammates are here now. We're texting each other, pictures of each other in the stands. So I remember the family atmosphere of this place.
What does it mean to be here when this team that's on the field now can go 5-0 at the beginning of the season? That hasn't been done since you did it back in the day.
Well, I keep getting reminded how old I am, and that it's been 35 years since we've been 5-0. But, this team, when you look at this day and age of transfer portal, September is really like a preseason. So to see them come together and play so well so early in the season is a good sign about the quality players and the team, the camaraderie of this team.
All right. Thank you so much. Welcome back home.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Homecoming special visitor. And there's a player down on the field right now, and it's Sean Tucker.
This is what I was concerned most about at this point in the game.
Sean Tucker is down right now for Syracuse. We step aside. Sean Tucker got up and walked off under his own power, but what a scary moment. Charles, were you surprised to see him in the game?
Shouldn't be in the game, he or Garrett Schrader at this point. As much as I love this staff and what they're doing, at this point in the game, you should not have your best player in position to have anything happen to him or Garrett Schrader.
And Schrader's still in the game as LaQuint Allen has come in. Now, I don't know if it was a factor, but he's about 20 yards short of the single-game rushing record. But that doesn't matter when you've got a schedule like Syracuse does coming up.
You have to play football, and he had a great first half. But look at the mass of humanity that's going to fall on his legs. Let's just hope the young man is okay. He's shaken up, and that's all it is. But to me, when you're at this point, 49-0, I wouldn't have any of my top guys in because that's when you're exposed to injury.
Allen again on the jet sweep, picks up the first down. And Garrett Schrader still in the game.
And what they may have said at halftime is we're going to give you guys one series, and that usually happens.
Yeah.
But I didn't even think they should be out for that, just because there's so much still left in this season, and you've played a really nice first half. You didn't have neither one of those guys had any reason to me to come back and play in the second half.
Sean Tucker is in the medical tent. Jalen will try to get us an update. And that pass complete to Oronde Gadsden for the first down.
But if you're going to play, you got to make plays, and Gadsden is making plays, and that's a really nice throw by Schrader on the quick slant. But again, this game is violent, man. And, you have to play it to get better. But the first half to me was where you had all those opportunities to do that.
Now we are playing shortened quarters in the second half, only 10-minute quarters. Cooper's got it to the 20.
And they're going on all cylinders from the standpoint of what they need to do and getting receivers open. Garrett is getting the ball out quick, looking one way, coming back, and throwing a strike in the Cooper for a nice first down.
16 for 16 is Garrett Schrader.
I don't think he cares if you're going to say what his numbers are.
Nope. He's having a great day.
His receivers are holding on to the ball
yes.
as well.
17 for 17, Anthony Quealy.
Well, you know, that was the one thing. His completion percentage was really nice before this game, 4th in the ACC at 66.4%. You can't beat 100.
You can't. There's no extra credit.
No, it's not. You don't get 110.
Yep.
It's 100%.
Allen's turn to run the football and run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Orange.
Gatorade Player of the Year in New Jersey in 2021. Been watching Sean Tucker getting the opportunity today to really play. And this was a nice pad level running low. Look at the blocking again, opening up that hole, and then he just runs through, wants to get 6. He sees Tucker doing it all the time. Why can't Allen do it as well?
First rushing touchdown of the season for LaQuint Allen. 7 plays, 65-yard drive, and Syracuse just under 500 total yards on the evening. Schmidt with the PAT.
I love the interior blocking of the line and what they do in Robert and I and Jason Beck's offense. But I also like the running backs that run downhill in it. Then we're going to dance a little bit. Dancing, dancing, dancing. LaQuint Allen do machine.
That's going to fit in nicely with the segment we've got coming up.
I was setting it up a little bit. I was setting it up. The singing was terrible, but the thought was great.
I'm here for it. 56-0 Syracuse.
And Courtney, I'll get back to that, Sean Tucker, Garrett Schrader. I've coached, and so I know how hard it is as a coach to kind of figure out where you need to be, what players need to be in. But I also say this, when the score dictates, I think there has to be the understanding of we can't allow these guys to get, and hopefully he's healthy. Hopefully he's walking around fine. Yeah.
And he has his helmet.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that concerns me more. I'm glad to see that there's nothing real serious. And right now, you can have a situation where you have hopefully a better outcome.
Yeah, Jalen, what have you seen down there when Sean Tucker was in the medical tent?
Well, yeah, he was in there for a little while, and as he came out, he's kind of shaking his head. He's smiling a little bit to guys. The student section, of course, erupted when he came out of the tent. Yeah. So he has his helmet with him, so it looks like it's nothing too serious, but I'll see if I can get any more information on him, you guys.
Yeah, hey, it's great to see that. Helmet with him means that he could still go back in if necessary, but I don't think you put him in now.
And that's Coach Anai standing right there by him. Or sitting right back by him, excuse me.
Zachary Palmer-Smith on the carry for Wagner. What have you liked most about this Syracuse defense today?
What I've liked is every time they have a chance to get a tackle for loss, they do. Every time they get a chance for a big interception return, they're capitalizing on everything they see today. And their eyes are really good, and they're flying downhill. And if you ever, I just tell people to go look at Rocky Long tape of 3-3-5, and what Tony White is doing with that is just really helping these guys understand how to be in position, how to strike, and how to attack the ball, like they like to say.
And everything is clicking. They're here in that 3-3-5. A hard hit. Zachary Palmer-Smith came flying out of there.
That would make you as a team now say, okay, let's compete.
21 Syracuse.
This is what you wanted to see, and hopefully right there, the young man is okay. He got up. He's going to have to come out for a second.
Yeah, that's Braylon Oliver.
Yeah. But those are the kind of things that you look at on tape now if you're Wagner and you say, okay, look, we can compete against these guys. Maybe they blew us out. The score wasn't what we wanted it to be, but do we compete every single play? And that's what you have to get out of the Seahawks.
Yeah, Wagner in the NEC, they're an FCS program located in Staten Island. So Tom Masella, their head coach, who's an alumni, he told us the focus of this game was going to be getting ready for NEC play and making sure they compete on every play, no matter what the score. Ground game with Zachary Palmer-Smith.
Freshman out of New Jersey. You know, he's too young to understand. Why should I be scared?
Yeah.
I'm playing football.
You don't know what you don't know, right?
Exactly.
They liked, he's so coachable, too, as a freshman. Chris Newguy, their offensive coordinator, was telling us that. And more of a slasher. You can get around on the edge really well.
Well, you saw that run, how he attacked that. That's the fresh legs and the chance to, you know, only 2 carries on the season. But they're things that they've seen in practice that they really like from the young man.
There he goes. Nice hole to run through, too. About a yard short of the first down.
Find the hole, hit it, and that's the one thing that they've been looking for. And again, trying to get first downs and get positive yards.
It's an 8-yard pickup. He came into the game with only 2 rushing yards on the season.
Well, and if you're Syracuse, you want to keep the shutout, right? All the guys that are now out of the game are like coaching the younger guys that are playing. Hey, let's figure out a way to finish this game. Let's finish it with nothing on the board.
And keep on giving it to Palmer-Smith. Right at the marker, enough to move it. Takes it to the 50-yard line.
Yeah. He ran hard. The extra effort looked like that gave him that first down.
Just their 4th first down of the game.
You mentioned it. The Syracuse defense now, they're going to really try to tighten up here because you're crossing the 50. And you want to keep that shutout intact.
Kraft pulls it. Thrown down for a loss on the play by Leon Lowry.
And those are plays that maybe against St. Francis and some of the other teams you're playing where you think you can get outside, but that speed. Leon Lowry has showed it today. A young player, redshirt freshman out of Elizabeth, New Jersey. Really nice job of getting there and making that tackle.
Yeah, we've called his name several times tonight.
Well, and he's an edge guy, so he has to keep the edge and can't let anybody outside him because he will get cussed out on film. So he doesn't want any cussing out to happen to him.
Be an uncomfortable position room on Monday. 2nd and 13.
There he is again.
Adjusted and nowhere to go on the ground game for Zachary Palmer-Smith because of Mr. Leon Lowry.
So their numbers, you know, you say, well, why is that happening? Because of this 3-3-5, you can bring guys from different areas, and when they do, they come off the edge or they can come from the inside the A-gap. He just comes free and makes the tight end miss him, and when he misses that block, he's able to get there.
3rd down, Wagner 2 for 9 on 3rd down. And Tom Masella is going to take a timeout. .40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Hey, want to let you know, ACC PM with Mark Packer, Trey Boston, Taylor Tannenbaum. They have talked football, also have the latest from around the conference weekdays at 4 Eastern on ACC Network and the ESPN app. There could be a lot of discussion about the Clemson-NC State game that's coming up later tonight.
Yeah.
7:30. We're about 20 minutes from kickoff on ABC.
It'll be a nice finish to this. And, you know, Mark Packer, longtime radio host in the Charlotte area. I've known Mark for a number of years, Clemson alum. but he's always fair. And then Trey Boston, North Carolina. I think that's going to be a really interesting game tonight between Clemson and NC State.
What did you take away on Clemson watching them against Wake Forest last week?
Their defense was struggling, but they had a lot of young guys. Those veteran guys are coming back, so I think that'll make a difference. Devin Leary is one of the best quarterbacks. Hadn't played super well in the ACC, but I expect him to play better. My big thing with NC State is you got to finish.
Yeah.
They've been talking about it. Now you have to be about it.
First time NC State is a top 10 team playing a top 10 team. Third down flag in the backfield as Palmer Smith falls forward just over the 50-yard line.
Every time they seem to get some things going, Courtney, it's just like this. This is what happens to them.
Holding offense number 76. Penalties declined. 4th down.
We're talking the matchup tonight, the top 10 coming up in 20 minutes on ABC.
Well, Death Valley is going to be rocking.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been there, but if you haven't, go check it out. But that entrance is crazy, and NC State, having been able to get close, this is their opportunity now to go do something where 36 straight home wins. Wow. I'm excited.
It should be good.
Yeah. Well, and you think about the season, where teams should finish and shouldn't finish. We're looking at a team here in Syracuse that, if they could do this, well, they really are in control of the things that they can do moving forward. Now it's just a matter of actually executing it, just like NC State. If you want to beat the big boy, you got to go do it.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Syracuse 4-0.
Yeah.
There's 4 undefeated teams in the ACC Atlantic Division.
That is wild.
Yeah.
The Coastal is crazy, but the Atlantic is where you see generally, for a long time it was Florida State, it was Clemson, but now there are other teams that are saying, hey, look, we want to be in that party.
So we are going to see a new quarterback in. It's Carlos Del Rio Wilson out of Atlanta, Georgia. Transfer from Florida. And it's a handoff to LaQuint Allen. Hitting the gas. And you hear the crowd 6 yards short of going all the way.
Amari Hatcher is blocking for him. LaQuint ran out of juice. It looked like me on the track back in the day when you had the big refrigerator on top of you and you are running. Good, hit the hole. I'm looking good. I'm running now. I'm getting it there. But I think I'm getting ready to get a little bit tight. Amari trying. He's trying. Oh, my goodness.
Man, LaQuint Allen went 90 yards, just ran out of gas.
Oh, man. And they're going to tease him. Really going to get teased about that.
Carlos Del Rio Wilson on the keeper. We are playing 10-minute quarters, so start of the 4th quarter here. Syracuse led 49-0 at the half.
Yeah, and it'll give everybody now a chance. Carlos Del Rio Wilson, another guy who, like we said, transferred from Florida, played a few games down there. And just really one of those kids that I watched him in warm-ups. He was really throwing the ball well.
Yeah, I remember I actually had a couple of his games at McEachern High School in Atlanta, Georgia, and it was in his early high school career. They were asking him to kind of extend plays a little bit more when he had him.
Well, it's interesting. I saw Garrett Schrader when he was in high school. I talked to him before the game and kind of mentioned the Latin connection that I had with my kids going there. Daniel Jones, who played at Latin now in the league. And, you got a bunch of guys. Will Greer played at Davidson Day. So I got a chance to see some of these young guys grow up and really play the quarterback position at an early age.
Handoff short of the touchdown.
Good run again. But good tackling to kind of rally up by this Wagner defense.
Jawan Price on the carry. What'd you notice about Garrett Schrader watching him in high school back then?
Really athletic, really tough kid. And, you know, and I was saying this earlier in the game, Eugene Robinson was his track coach, and he really wanted to run. He likes to run. He said, man, if you focus on, and Eugene played a long time in the league and was a safety, he said, if you focus on throwing the football and working on those little things to get defensive backs off kilter, you'd be really good. And he was good at that age, but just to watch him progress now and see what he's been able to do.
Progressed majorly from last year to this year, too,
Sam
for this
Howell,
Syracuse
another
team.
one down in that area. We've got a lot of good quarterbacks in that area in Charlotte that have been really good players that are now getting up to where they're going.
Field goal is up from Andre Schmidt and good. Johnny, our director, with a beautiful shot of the Hall of Languages, all lit up. Syracuse feeling good on their homecoming night, 59-0 after a 20-yard field goal.
Rode around town a little bit today. I saw some haunted houses already. Yeah.
Are you a Halloween guy?
I like Halloween, but I don't want people jumping out on me.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'd be in the video punching people out.
You might be down for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. We'll step aside. 8:04 left to play here inside the Dome. I don't know if they're having a homecoming dance, but we have had dancing at homecoming here inside the
They
Dome.
really have. They've been dancing every step of the way.
Okay, all right, Deuce.
Yeah.
Okay.
LeQuint before he ran out of juice.
Yeah, look, sometimes you got to have a good playlist to do it. We've been talking to coaches about how they handle the music at practice. Some of them do a Throwback Thursday, so we put our list together here. I started with Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting by Elton John.
Yeah, I did Ain't Too Proud to Beg because I was kind of thinking that's the song by the Temptations I love.
Jalen's got a good list, too. I got to admit, I'm a big Zeppelin fan, and Kashmir is my favorite song, but it didn't feel right for practice, so I had to pick another one.
Well, that's why I changed it, too, because I wanted practice songs.
Jalen, what you got on here? These are good. Little Michael Jackson, little Earth, Wind, and Fire.
You got a lot of Michael Jackson on there.
I have to shout out to my parents. They are huge Earth, Wind, and Fire fans.
Yeah.
So if I didn't have them on there somewhere, I would have got a call from St. Louis, Missouri. I'll tell you that.
Well, I had to make a change because I was thinking, do I want, like, Smooth Operator by Sade is when I'm going out to practice, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a smooth operator. But In the Air Tonight, that's one of the songs we used to jam before the game.
So Charles misunderstood the assignment. He sent AO, our producer, a top 40 list for practice.
I did.
Not top 5. False start.
Late snap by the center.
And it was prefaced
Told
by
everyone
way
false
back-
start, 5-yard penalty,
Throwback
second down.
Thursday. And Coach was saying that I love Motown.
Yeah, Tom Masella is the one that does
Yeah,
Throwback
Tom Masella,
Thursdays, and with his Wagner program, and he gets to pick the music.
So I didn't have any rap. None of us put any rap
Nope.
on. But I could have. That was too funny.
It was hard to choose.
It was. It was difficult. AO probably got about, 7 or 8 emails.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot.
But
Besides, I still have a lot that I didn't get on there that I'm upset with.
You can make a playlist, though.
I have a playlist. My playlist for working out is long.
Zizi with the ball, loss on the play. Quincy Guy Barnes in at quarterback now for Wagner.
Yeah, and you talked about it earlier. This is a good opportunity for the young guys to get a sense of how to finish. You know, you were saying that that's one of the things the coach said, and we kind of see that from what happened last year. Here's your opportunity now to play because you've been practicing really hard, and now is a chance to go against live competition.
Guy Barnes pulls it. And Syracuse defense all over it.
We talked about mob. That was they were in full effect on that one. But again, when you watch the guys in front of you, you start thinking, okay, how can I play and get like that? How can I be in that same mode? Because I want to start too. I want to play.
And they've got some great leaders on this Syracuse team. Caleb Okechukwu, he's making sure all the defensive guys are together. The night before the game, they're watching film, they're going over the game plan. So they're learning from leaders like that.
Well, and that was the one thing before the game, and even in our conversation this week with Tony White, he said our team needs to be led by our players. We can put you in position, but you still have to be able to make plays. And that's so true when teams will start becoming much better.
Courtney Jackson calls for the fair catch at the 45-yard line. We step aside, 5:18 to play. ACC standings, we saw Boston College beat Louisville earlier today, first game of the day. Wake Forest getting a win too.
I was shocked by that Louisville score. When I saw it, they were up and they looked like they were rolling pretty well. Boston College found a way in that Wake Forest game. Definitely. That's a team there that's going to pose a lot of problems the rest of this season for folks.
Carlos Del Rio Wilson in the game at quarterback, and he keeps it. He can definitely run the football, and he will get the first down.
It's pretty cool when you see kids like you saw him in high school, when you get to see him and then watch him kind of grow and become players. I mean, I go back to when I first started broadcasting. Rex Grossman was at high school down in Indiana, and I watched him, and I could just tell the ball came out of his hands really quickly, went to Florida, and then ended up playing in the league. You can sometimes kind of just see those guys because they pop.
Yeah, one of those guys when I had in high school would be Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
He was pretty impressive, Charles.
And it's been amazing to watch how much he struggled.
Right.
You know, just it kind of happened quickly because he was really on a trajectory at a whole nother level.
Yeah, I think he had a 15-2 record as a starter at Oklahoma, and then Caleb Williams took over. Now Spencer Rattler maybe surprised some people and transferred to South Carolina.
Yep.
But at the game I had, Charles, in high school, he threw for a touchdown, ran for a touchdown, caught a touchdown, and set the Arizona State passing record, and it was his birthday.
Oh, wow.
So it was a big day for him.
Oh, yeah. And we're seeing Juan really running the ball well.
And that's Jawan Price, transfer from Mexico State.
Well, and that's the other thing now that you see with the transfer portal, making sure you have some of the depth that's added. You know, you got Sean Tucker, so LaQuinn Allen right behind him, and then Price behind them. But you're going to need guys to step up, and this is a good opportunity for them to play, get some time.
Third and 3. Price again, he's got the first down, powering his way inside the 30-yard line.
Again, running downhill. This offensive line has just been doing this all game. Those two pullers coming around and wrapping and just giving him a clear lane. And Price, just like Tucker, just like Allen, running downhill.
376 rushing yards for Syracuse, a season high.
I had in my mind about 400,
yep,
so I was almost there. I was almost there.
Price again, this time on the edge, makes a guy miss. Dancing down the sideline, pushed out inside the 10 or right at the 10-yard line.
Well, they've done such a good job of running inside, is that when they get outside, watch here, they're going to almost give you the same effect. He starts in, and that gets the defense going, and all he has to do is then get outside, and he's able to run, and only one defender. Usually not going to be able to bring him down.
18-yard pickup.
And each one of the running backs have that similar build. You know, they look very similar. It makes it easy for Carlos and this offensive line to just mash it. Quite honestly, I don't think they wanted to score here, and I think this just giving these guys some reps and giving them a chance to run. And you know, like I said, Wagner's going to do everything they can to come back in their NEC play. Wasn't what they wanted, either the Rutgers game or this one. But I do think when you turn on the tape and you watch them, this program is going to be good at some point because they have that, they just have it. But it's hard to come and play a team when you have 56 scholarships and they have 85 and you're really trying to, battle upstream.
Now for this Syracuse team, they came out and did what they wanted to do. They didn't overlook Wagner.
Yeah.
Maybe the penalties, not ideal. 8 penalties today.
They're going to have to clean that up.
Yeah.
The only concern I had is playing the starters like Tucker and Schrader into the second half, but they were able to get through that. So now it's a chance for you to rest and recharge and get ready for that stretch you got.
Yeah, because it's coming.
Oh.
Syracuse has a bye next week, but then they have NC State, Clemson, Notre Dame, Pitt. I mean, the schedule is not easy.
I'm thinking if Syracuse is asking, hey, ACC, how did you back end this like that? So but hey, that's why you play the games, right? You want to have an opportunity to compete. Homecoming is always good. The folks have gotten back to school that haven't been here for a while. This is good. Good deal.
And it's exactly what Syracuse wanted. A win, and they move to 5-0. It has been a minute. The first time since 1987 that Syracuse is 5-0.
My second year in college, so I remember it vividly. It's been a long time. But I will say this. Dino's going to give a healthy amount of respect to that Wagner ball club, and now they have to really get ready to play what's going to be a tough rest of their ACC schedule.
But today they take care of business on homecoming. A 59-0 victory, over 630 yards of total offense for Syracuse. When we come back, an interview with some of the Orange. For the first time since 1987. The mob very much present inside the Dome today. Garrett Schrader was fantastic at quarterback for Syracuse. 17 for 17 perfect on the night, and he's standing by with Jalen.
Thanks, Courtney. Garrett, 17 for 17 on the day for you. What are you feeling that's helping you be so efficient in this offense?
Guys are getting open, we're protecting, and just watching the film all week. It was a great team win.
You got this program is 5-0 for the first time to start a season since the 1980s. Can you tell me what the feeling around this program is right now?
It feels good. We're content where we're at, but we know where we need to get to. A lot of stuff to clean up, and the bye week comes at the right time, so we can be ready for those guys. We get to go watch them play, so it'll be fun.
Talking about the bye week, that schedule that's after there, you get into deep ACC play. What are you looking at when you're looking ahead to that schedule?
That's what you want to play for, that's why you come to the ACC, play teams like that. And, we're looking forward to it. And, we got a nice bye week to rest up, get stuff fixed up, and you're ready to go for the rest of the season.
All right, thank you so much, Garrett. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Garrett, part of 631 yards of total offense tonight for Syracuse, and it's what they wanted to come into this game, take care of business.
Yeah, when I see a team playing an FCS team, I want to see what you put on tape. Are you going to be able to do it and even better? And they definitely handled all of that. Clean up the penalties, but there are some things that you can see with this team. They're going to be a tough out for whoever they play down the road.
So Syracuse will enjoy a bye week. They will enjoy this homecoming win. 5-0 for the first time since 1987, and things are looking up for the Syracuse Orange. Next time we see them on the field will be October 15th when they host NC State. But tonight, an impressive performance. Sean Tucker with 232 yards on the ground to highlight it. A 59-0 win for the Orange.